Great, thank you for that, Rick, and thank you for everyone attending. My name's Callum, as Rick said, from Natural Growth Partners. This is my colleague as well, Sean, and we'll be taking you through the presentation and the Q&A today. So without further ado, I'll jump straight into it. All right, so we've titled a presentation today, Quality Control Your Tree Planting. Now, tree establishment, of course, comes with its many challenges. There have been Australian standards set for the provision of tree stock for landscape use and also for amenity pruning. However, there still remains no proper standard for tree planting. So, with many different people involved, with many different methods, how can you ensure excellence in tree installation? If you're from council, what kind of trees will you inherit after you've granted practical completion? The average tree failure rate across all Australian councils in the first 5 years of establishment, excluding vandalism, is greater than 20%. Essentially, 5 steps forward, 1 step back. That is a huge gap to constantly fill. And today, we believe that we can help you with filling that gap. Essentially, the file was titled Harvesting Hardwood. When a hardwood tree, plantation hardwood is harvested, only 6 meters, typically it's a 12-meter tree and only 6 meters of it is usable wood. The best wood goes to construction materials for anything that needs load bearing. The trunk heart goes to industrial uses, and it's only the offcuts that get turned into timber stakes for tree planting. Any of the subgrade wood that's completely not usable, or any of the foliage and other branches, that goes through a chipper and it's sent to other industries. The majority volume, however, is sent to sugar industries to fuel their burners. Essentially, 50% of the tree is discarded as a minimum, and even more if the wood quality is low. On average, there's about 15 stakes produced per tree. So, if you hear the phrase that we're cutting down trees to stake trees, well, unfortunately, that's a reality. There's roughly 5 national long-haul heavy freight cartages from tree harvest to hardwood stake use on planting sites. And of course, even more if the supply chain's international. And now, these days, half of the normal growing time is now given to those plantation hardwoods as they are artificially growth boosted, but produce significantly less wood. So you're having to cut down more trees to service the need. Previously, there hasn't been an alternative to this, and people have done the best job they can with what's been available to them. However, now we have the alternative. In addition, hardwood stakes are running out. Legislation's changing, things are changing on a global scale, really, towards being more environmentally friendly, more sustainable. So now what? Well, the answer is Tree Coach. Tree Coach is made from locally recovered curbside waste, and every component is fully recyclable again. Plus, the stakes are reusable. This gives your planning project the unbeatable sustainability edge. Tree Coach fits into your organisation's sustainability strategy by ensuring sustainable procurement practices are adhered to, by diverting waste away from landfill, and it significantly reduces the transport footprint to bring product to use on site. Tree Coach informs proper planting depth and width, providing the best environment for root system growth. The stakes are flexible. So not only do they support the tree fresh out of the nursery, they also allow the tree to move with the wind, improving root plate development, trunk caliper and taper. All of this makes the tree self-supporting faster and increases survival rate post-installation. Tree Coach is also healthier for people. It's a safer and more ergonomic tree planting process. Because Tree Coach is lightweight, easy to handle, there's only minimal labour to install. And because it's installed at the time the tree is put in the ground, it completely removes the need for cumbersome stake ramming. Essentially, Tree Coach is all about consistency. Consistency in installation, consistency in watering, consistency in support structure and aesthetic, consistency in assessment, and consistency of outcome. Tree Coach allows for smaller nurtured tree plantings that deliver cost savings, asset longevity, and improve speed to canopy. So how much does all this cost? Due to recent strategic investment, grants and partnerships, we can now bring Tree Coach to market at significantly reduced prices. I mean, previously, as you can see on the screen, previously we had small Tree Coach was priced at 49 plus GST. We can now bring it to market at 25. Large Tree Coach was 64 plus GST. It's now 32. And the Tree Coach Max was previously 74, now down to 39. And with all the benefits Tree Coach provides to the tree, to the people that install it, for sustainability goals, and with reusable stakes, Tree Coach now becomes the absolute value partner for all your tree planting efforts. So this planting season, a free trial is available to all councils and government organisations who are involved in tree planting. If you're a contractor or a developer, or you're involved in tree planting in other ways, then please get in contact anyway. We would still love to hear from you, and there may be something we can work out. Further, if you want to use Tree Coach in a specific project or as part of your street tree planting program, then we want to engage with you further. Yeah. If you have questions, then please get in contact so we can give you the answers, or as Rick said at the start, please use the Q&A function that's part of the control panel, and we will endeavour to answer every question we can. Of course, please get in contact with us afterwards if you desire as well. We'd love to hear from you. If you want a trial, then please reach out so we can organise that with you as well. And if you want to specify Tree Coach, then please contact us immediately so we can get you the specification files. In addition, if you are to specify Tree Coach on a project or as part of your street tree planting program, we want to engage not only with you, but also the people that do your planting. So whether it's your own teams or whether it's the contractors, you get to do it. We are not simply interested in just selling you something and walking away. We believe in the product. We believe in the outcomes it will deliver you, and we're committed to seeing that through. And with your permission, we would even do things like turning up to site the first time, those teams go to plant, and actually supporting them with it. Supporting them in their installation for the first time they're using it. We have resource and information we can give everyone prior, and we like to back it up on site to make sure that all involved can realise the benefits of Tree Coach. And short and sharp, that is it. We thank you for being here today. We can't wait to join you in your efforts to establish trees to their full potential. Thank you. Back to you, Rick.
Thank you, Callum. That was good. We'll open the floor for a few questions if anybody's got any. Okay, we've got a question here. What is actually supplied when you purchase Tree Coach?
So you get 3 stakes with it, and you also get the bottom frame. So it's a frame, so it's all in one. So it's the 3 stakes in the frame for each individual tree.
Also been asked, what is the life of a tree stake, of the stakes?
We believe that you'll get 2 seasons out of a stake from our trials. So after that, but you can purchase the stakes separate from the frames. So the frames can, so you get 2 seasons out of a tree stake, but we can sell the frame separately for your second season.
We've got a question here. Do you still need to buy webbing or tree tie?
Yes, you still tie the tree as you would a hardwood stake. So whether you're using a canvas or a webbing material, you do it the same way and you just staple it on there. What that does too, what we believe it does, because of the flexibility with the stakes, our trials have shown there is no scarring of the tree trunk. So this is the advantage of the flexibility of our tree stakes.
We've got a question here regarding minimum orders. Is there any minimum order on Tree Coach?
Yeah, good question. Yes, there is. I suppose just like everything else, we've got business costs to adhere to and transport and things like that. But of course, to answer that specifically is relative to the business that you would purchase them from. So, if you're in WA, please reach out to StrataGreen and they will be able to answer that directly for you. However, if you're outside of WA, we can certainly supply direct to you. And then we'd be able to answer that specifically there. So it's a general answer, but it's very business specific to where you procure from. Hopefully that answers your question there.
Got another question as to what the suitability of the Tree Coach system is in hard soils. Will they snap?
No, they won't snap. Any soil, it's the same as a hardwood stake, really. It's as strong as, we believe it's as strong as that in its life. It doesn't change it really from if it's a soft soil to a hard soil at all. As long as the hole's dug to the correct size, which we say for the root ball, and it's twice the size of the root ball. And once that goes in, the stake will go into that hard ground quite comfortably.
Yeah. So essentially, when the hole's excavated, the Tree Coach will be placed in, which will help inform the correct level for planting, etc. With the surrounding earth, also the aspect, if that's specified as well. Then the actual root ball will get dropped straight in the middle of that, and then you backfill from the inside out. So essentially, the stake sleeves that run down, when you see a picture of it, the stake sleeves that run down, they're sitting underground. And so when it's backfilled, that all compacts in nicely. And of course, the 3 stakes sit above ground, nice and square and supported, uniform, and will do their job. Like I mentioned earlier, they'll support the tree straight away out of the nursery, but also allow it to move and flex to the wind. So it establishes in a better way. Also, speaking of the flexibility, it also means that it can withstand some knocks. So if someone was to walk past and clip it, being flexible, it will just move and return straight back to position. Very easy to maintain. If for some reason someone did decide to vandalize or the like, it's very easy. The frames are already in the ground. The stake sleeves are already there, open. A new one can be simply slid into place, and the tree tie just reapplied. Very easy to maintain.
Thank you. There's another question here. You mentioned that this product is recyclable. What is the material, and where is it able to be recycled?
The specific material, I believe, is PET. So it's a fully recycled plastic. So every part of it is recyclable material, and the whole thing is fully recyclable again. So just as way you would do your normal recycling as part of any sort of business disposal, we'll call it. You'd probably separate all your rubbish but then you'd also have your normal recycling. It can go straight to the normal recycling streams and be used completely again. So it diverts everything. Every use of it diverts away from landfill. These are good questions.
That seems to be it for questions. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. It's been good to have you with us today. We'll definitely make this recording available to everyone that attended. And yeah, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Later.
Good.
Great, excellent. Thanks, Rick. I will, and thank you everyone for coming today.
Yes.
Just like Rick said, they will make the recording available. As part of the, I think the email follow-up that has the link to the webinar for viewing again. I'll also make the presentation available as a PDF for download too, and also might include a couple of other files as well, PDF downloads, just for further information and further digestion for your reference.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. It's been good.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.